Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Today we're diving into a topic that's been sparking a lot of debate recently: electric vehicles versus gas cars. Which one is the future? Which is better for your wallet, your planet, and your driving experience? We're going to break it all down, compare the pros and cons, and hopefully give you a clearer picture of what's ahead. In the world of transportation, let's get into it. First, let's define what we're talking about. A traditional gas car runs on an internal combustion engine, which burns gasoline to create energy. It's been the go-to for over a century. On the other hand, electric vehicles, or EVs, run on electric motors powered by batteries. No gasoline involved. This fundamental difference is what leads to a lot of the debates we hear today. But there's a lot more to it than just the fuel they use. Let's take a closer look. When it comes to performance, both gas cars and EVs have their strengths. Let's talk acceleration. EVs are incredibly fast off the line. You've probably heard of Tesla, right? The Tesla Model S Plaid can go from 0 to 60 mph in under 2 seconds, which is mind-blowing. This is because electric motors provide instant torque, meaning no delay when you press the pedal. Gas cars, on the other hand, need to rev up and get the engine moving, which can sometimes result in slower acceleration, especially in non-performance models. Now, when we look at handling, EVs tend to have a lower center of gravity due to the battery placement, which gives them better stability and handling, especially in corners. Traditional cars, depending on the model, can sometimes feel a bit more top-heavy or unbalanced in comparison. But, and this is a big but, gas cars, especially those designed for performance like sports cars, still dominate when it comes to raw engine power and the driving experience. The sound of a roaring engine is something that some car enthusiasts just can't give up. Let's talk money. Gas cars are generally cheaper to purchase up front, but the cost of ownership goes beyond the initial price tag. Gas prices fluctuate, and let's face it, they're not getting cheaper. On average, Americans pay around $3.50 per gallon of gas, and that adds up quickly if you drive a lot. EVs, on the other hand, can be more expensive up front. But here's the kicker. The cost of charging your EV is far lower than the cost of fueling a traditional car. You can charge at home, at a supercharger, or at public charging stations, and the price per mile is significantly cheaper than the price per gallon of gas. Maintenance costs also play a big role in the equation. Gas cars have a lot of moving parts: engines, exhaust systems, fuel pumps, and all those things break down over time. So you're looking at higher maintenance costs. EVs have fewer parts. The battery and electric motor need far less maintenance, and you're saving a lot on oil changes and engine repairs. That said, batteries can be expensive to replace, but technology is improving and prices are dropping. Here's where things get really interesting: the environment. Gas cars produce emissions that contribute to air pollution and climate change. In fact, transportation is one of the largest sources of greenhouse gases. EVs, however, produce zero tailpipe emissions. No carbon monoxide, no nitrogen oxide, no soot in the air. But here's the catch. Where do those electricity emissions come from? If you're charging your EV in an area where electricity is largely generated by coal, you're still contributing to pollution, though not nearly as much as a gas car would. However, if you're charging your EV with renewable energy like solar or wind, then your carbon footprint is almost negligible. Over the long run, EVs are much better for the planet, especially as the grid shifts toward renewable energy. Let's talk convenience. Gas stations are everywhere, pretty much on every street corner. This makes it easy to fuel up whenever you need to. But what about EVs? Charging infrastructure is improving, but it's not quite as widespread as gas. Stations. That said, charging at home is a huge advantage for many EV owners. No more driving to a gas station, just plug in overnight and you're good to go. For long road trips, gas cars have a clear advantage. They can fill up in 5 minutes and keep going for hundreds of miles. EVs, on the other hand, take longer to charge. Fast chargers are improving, but the charging time can still be a big factor to consider if you're planning long-distance travel. So, What's the future of EVs and gas cars? Well, things are changing rapidly. Governments are investing heavily in charging infrastructure, and many countries are setting deadlines to phase out gas cars. Tesla has been a huge player in the EV game, but now we're seeing other automakers like Ford, GM, Volkswagen, and even luxury brands like Porsche investing heavily in electric vehicles. The technology is improving too. Better batteries, faster charging, and more range are coming. But even with all that, gas cars aren't going away anytime soon. There's still a lot of resistance, and for some people, the convenience and lower upfront costs of traditional cars will keep them on the road for a while. But as the world moves toward cleaner energy, it seems clear that EVs are the future. So, which is better? It depends on your lifestyle and priorities. If you want a more sustainable, low-maintenance option, an EV might be right for you. But if you're more focused on the initial cost or the convenience of long-distance driving, a gas car might still hold the edge for now. But one thing's for sure, the future is looking electric, and as technology continues to improve, we may see a time where EVs outpace gas cars in every single category. The question is, are you ready to make the switch? Thanks for sticking with me through all of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think electric cars are the future? Or do you prefer the tried-and-true gas cars? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation going. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video.